Hi, everyone, and welcome back. I'm Ashley Molson, and I'm a real estate attorney, and I'm here to help you navigate the complexities of the New Jersey real estate transaction process. Home sellers in New Jersey. These are the top 3 mistakes that I see home sellers make, causing their deals to die in the home inspection process. Number 1, the sellers that decide that they don't want to make any repairs or offer any credits. Those are the ones who see the deals die the most. The reason is most often your buyers are going to be first-time home buyers or perhaps a family who maybe is moving from their first home into a new home. These types of buyers are definitely not going to proceed with the property in as-is condition in most cases. They're going to have their inspection, and their inspector is going to provide a list of a whole slew of issues with the home. Now, that's not to say that all of the issues are valid or even worthy of being negotiated. The thing is there are going to be some that most likely are. And the buyers who are like first-time home buyers or families, they are the ones that are going to be looking for at least something from a seller. The only type of buyer that is pretty easy to deal with when it comes to the inspection negotiations is usually going to be an investor, someone who's not planning to live there, or maybe they are planning to live there, but they know that they're going to be doing extensive renovations and then eventually selling the property. Those types of buyers may be a little bit more accommodating. However, most of the time, your buyer is not going to fit that camp, especially if you're looking to get the best value or highest purchase price on the market. Number 2, the second biggest mistake that I see home sellers make is refusing to give the buyer additional time or access to the home to perform additional inspections. So as a result of the buyer's inspection, their inspector is going to tell them that there's certain additional tests that need to be done to either prove that the condition exists that they think is there, or to further substantiate what they know is there and how that repair can be completed. So a great example is a home inspector will say that they see mold, but the home inspector does not provide a mold test. A mold test is the accurate way of proving that there's actual mold at the property and the type of mold. And a lab test will determine what type of mold is there, how much is there, and the levels. And if a seller refuses to allow a buyer to come in and have that secondary inspection, and they want the buyer to accept that condition as is and doesn't agree to make any repair to it, the buyer's going to have a really hard time saying that they're okay buying that property. So that's one of the examples of how that could end up showing up. So if a buyer asks if they can come back to perform additional tests, as long as it relates to the actual inspection or is a common inspection, you should probably consider discussing with your attorney the best way of allowing them to go back and ensuring that they do it in a timely manner. And finally, number 3, the third biggest mistake that home sellers make is simply being petty. When home sellers are petty in the negotiations, the buyers can feel really slighted, especially if you have a buyer who was in a highest and best situation where they needed to come up with the highest price and possibly go forward with some pretty restrictive contract terms. If during the inspections you also try to be nitpicky with the negotiations, you may already have a buyer who feels like they've gotten the short end of the stick. This one is one of the biggest emotional reasons why a buyer may cancel a deal during the inspections. It may very well be that they could be fine proceeding with certain things in as-is condition, but if the seller handles the transaction negotiation process in a petty way, and they try to nitpick the buyer's inspection requests and act as if they're not real issues. They don't take them seriously, and the way that they communicate to the buyer is that the buyer should just kick rocks. The buyer is probably going to go kick rocks. It's very common that a buyer is not to have to deal with being given the short end of the stick, as I had said. They really would like to know that the seller is having a good faith negotiation with them, especially when you have a buyer who's already been kind of put through the ringer, so to speak, in the offer and acceptance phase. Thanks for watching, and make sure to like and subscribe, and please comment below if there's any videos that you'd like to see like this with more information that you'd love to hear about. Leave a comment below and I will add it to my list. I am going to be recording videos and dropping them here 3 times a week. And I will be doing a live stream once a week as well. So there's plenty of opportunity to get to all of your comments. So I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks for tuning in. And as a reminder, I'm Ashley Molson, a real estate attorney in New Jersey, helping you navigate the complexities of the New Jersey real estate transaction process.